It's Thursday, February 15th, 2024. Another beautiful day, about 75 degrees out here in Palm Desert, California. We are no doubt blessed to have such great weather and just have another day of life. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to get right into this. Markets across the board back up today. The euphoria continues. Dow Jones up 348 points. And it seems that the markets are no longer worried if the Fed is going to cut rates or the Fed's going to keep rates higher for longer. A couple days ago when the market was down 500 points, well, the market's down because now the market's worried that the Fed isn't going to cut as much or as soon as it wanted. But how quickly the markets forget, and the markets just continue to ignore any type of reality. Doesn't seem like the markets are worried about rate cuts, rate hikes, higher for longer. The markets don't worry about anything. They just keep going up. This euphoria is really, really incredible. But why are markets up again today as the U.S. economy continues to collapse? What was the good news? The markets just seem to do whatever the markets want to do now, and as long as they hope that there's going to be rate cuts, they're just going to keep going up because these markets are based on absolutely nothing. There is no connection between the stock market and the economy. The economy now has been, in my opinion, sacrificed for the stock market. Retail sales tumbled 0.8% in January, much more than expected. A question we have to ask ourselves is this another sign that people are tapped out, that they've maxed out the credit cards? And the markets today don't care that retail sales have tumbled. They don't care. Nothing matters. The markets don't care if you lose your job. The markets don't care about retail sales. The markets don't care about layoffs. The markets don't care. It's unbelievable that there are absolutely really no fundamentals now in these markets. And this is why I think if you're playing these markets, be very, very cautious, be very, very careful, because you are playing a rigged game, ladies and gentlemen, and they can pull the plug anytime they want. Mortgage rates climb again as high housing costs persist. Now, I just checked bankrate.com about an hour ago, and a 30-year fixed rate is sitting at 7.29%. That is the average. And so as we head into spring, rates are higher than they were last year at this time. I think last year around this time, they were about maybe 6.59%. We're sitting at 7.29%. So about a full percentage point higher right now this year than they were last year at this time. And we're getting close to spring. And if rates are hovering around 7%, I don't think it's going to be very good. Existing home sales last year dropped in 2023 dropped 18.7%. Now, I don't have any numbers for this year, but I know in my area, sales are down around 35%. In many parts of California, 20, 30, 40, even 50% sales are down. And if you look across the country, there are many, many areas where sales are just plunging. And I would say anybody in the mortgage industry, anybody in real estate, very, very few people now are making money. When you look at commercial real estate, it's absolutely horrific. It is an apocalypse what's happening in commercial real estate. And when you look at existing home sales, plunging. New home builds, they've been doing pretty well, but they've had to buy mortgage rates down. They've had to throw incentives. They've had to lower prices. They've had to get very, very creative in order to do so. But as long as these mortgage rates stay around 7% or higher, it's going to be a problem for the builders. It's going to be a problem for existing home sales, resales, and of course, a big, big problem for commercial real estate, a big problem for regional banks. This is a disaster, ladies and gentlemen. And I love these people, you know, these real estate agents who tell you everything's fine. There's never been a better time to buy a home. Again, let me reiterate, this is the worst possible time to buy a home. And the people in this industry, mortgage industry, realtors, whatever, they have to sell in order to make money. So what do you think they're going to tell you? Business is always good. Business is always booming. There's never been a better time to buy. Now I'm hearing today that, people with money are looking for places to park cash. So what are they doing? They're borrowing money at 7% to go buy homes and taking on debt at 7%. It makes no sense. This is coming from somebody in the mortgage industry. All I have to do is look at basic arithmetic. I can see in my area that sales are down 30 to 35%. When you take that slice of the pie out of the equation, there's a lot less people making any money in the market. Now, you also have inventory down. You have less qualified buyers, and you have mortgage rates over 7%. How in the world can anybody with a straight face say this is a good time to buy a house, or this industry is booming? I'm so busy selling homes or financing homes, I can't keep up with it. Please give us all a break. This is why you have to be very, very careful with who you're taking advice from, who you're dealing with, because most people are going to lie, especially when they have got to do loans or they have to sell you a home in order to make money. So be very, very careful who you're taking advice from. I'm not telling you don't buy a house, but anybody who tells you that this is a thriving, booming industry right now is flat out lying. Applicants for a mortgage to purchase a home, it's down 12% lower than a year ago, according to this article. 12% lower, lower apps. And think about the people who are filling out a mortgage app. How many of them could even qualify now? They have so much debt, or they've got dinged credit. It's impossible for a lot of these people. So they could tell us that mortgage apps were up 12%. Doesn't mean anything, because who can qualify? Anybody can fill out a mortgage app. The question is, how many of these people can actually qualify? But this is not a good number. Again, applications for a mortgage to purchase a home, 12% lower than a year ago. Here's another one. Despite ongoing mass corporate layoffs, government-supplied jobless claims data continues to decline. Why is that? Why are we seeing thousands every day losing jobs, yet we're literally at all-time low unemployment? I think we're around 3.7%. One thing I could probably say is that these people losing jobs, they're going and getting part-time jobs. So for every full-time job that is lost, you have these people picking up 2 or 3 part-time jobs. So there's more jobs out there, maybe more people taking these jobs, but they're part-time jobs. They're lower paying jobs. There's less opportunity in these jobs, and people are having to work 2 to 3 jobs to make up for that one job that they lost. So, again, they're slicing and dicing this and hoping that you look at this and believe everything is okay, because they can just say, well, look, unemployment's at 3.7%. Everybody should have a job. Everybody should be making money out there. Well, yeah, everybody should have a job. But that doesn't mean that you're really going to be making money, and it doesn't really mean that these are well-paying jobs or the type of jobs that are going to support a thriving, booming first world country economy. So what I see is we're losing more and more quality jobs, and we're gaining more and more hospitality, leisure and hospitality jobs, and low-wage, dead-end jobs. The hedge today, many are addicted to buy now, pay later plans as a big trap. I mean, think about this disaster that I'm talking about daily in regards to the economy, people losing jobs, people having to work. We have 8.5 million people working more than one job in this country, and I think that number is very conservative. I think it's higher than that. But we have people now having to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, even 4 jobs. We have people losing good quality jobs. We have 80% of this country nearly now living paycheck to paycheck. We have people who can't even afford their auto insurance now. $50,000 on average for a new car. Household debt, all-time high. National debt, all-time high. Global debt, all-time high. Standard of living actually falling. We're losing more and more middle class, and yet we're being told that the real estate market is booming. This is a good time to buy a house. Give me a break. Common sense tells you that something is broken. But getting back to this article with buy now, pay later, you miss a payment, interest accrues. People are spreading purchases over time. The problem is many are making multiple purchases, so they're financing multiple payments over multiple purchases over time. And this is a big problem. And you have to remember, why are people using buy now, pay later? For the most part, because they're subprime borrowers. They can't get a credit card. So what can they do? They can go get a buy now, pay later card. This is for fragile consumers. subprime borrowers. And I would say, think about when you're lending to subprime borrowers, as the economy worsens, as the economy slows, think about what is going to happen. These people are never going to pay this back. And I just look at this and I go, what could possibly go wrong? You're lending money to people with, a credit score of, 600, 620, 580, 570, whatever. What's going to happen as the economy continues to worsen? What happens when these people lose one of their part-time jobs? I mean, this is just unbelievable what is going on. And this is even more unbelievable here. Every day, 90,000 packages are stolen in New York. Society today, ladies and gentlemen, it is breaking down, and I cannot stress enough that you not just prepare for a financial collapse, you need to be preparing for a societal collapse. 90,000 packages a day, according to the New York Post. Unbelievable what is happening, that people, and mail too. They said here too that mail, they're going right into mailboxes stealing mail. So they're going to take your package, they're going to sell it. They're even going back, if it was bought from a store, and exchanging it for cash back at the store. I've never seen anything like this. The breakdown, I'm more, honestly, I think I'm more worried about the societal breakdown than I am the financial breakdown in America. But it's happening all at the same time. It's going to continue to happen, and it's very, very concerning. Here's another one from the New York Post today. Sicko stabs stranger in abdomen after confronting him for urinating outside New York City building. So if somebody is maybe urinating on your car or your building, your house, if you say anything, you might be stabbed. So be very, very careful. But watching some of these videos today of what's happening in our major cities is absolutely alarming. I cannot believe that we are living in this Mad Max society right now. Mad Max isn't coming. Mad Max Thunderdome is here right now, ladies and gentlemen. You say something to somebody, they just pull a blade out and stab you. And I mean, who would even urinate on your car or a building? Who does this? I mean, this is unbelievable, the evil that is running loose on the streets of America. 10-year-old boy killed in hit and run by a person, a suspect who was kicked out of this country 6 times, but here yet again, and driving over a 10-year-old boy who has now lost his life. This happened last Thursday, Midland, Texas. So somebody who'd been kicked out 6 times, shouldn't be here, has now taken the life of a 10-year-old boy in Texas. How sad. Really, really sad. This one, extremely alarming because it happened about 35 minutes from where I'm making this video in the city of San Bernardino. Grandpa tries to apologize for minor fender bender, gets shot in Walmart parking lot. Now, they said there wasn't even a dent on the car, just a minor scratch. The individual who actually backed in this, I guess what had happened was the suspect was backing out of a parking spot. This gentleman, his name is Jonathan Mock, 59 years old, grandfather, was driving through the parking lot. Somebody was backing out, and they collided. Very minor damage. And this gentleman, just looking for a parking spot, I guess some words were exchanged, and the victim was shot in the face. And the suspect just drove off and left him, and he died. This is over just a scratch on a car, ladies and gentlemen. Shooting somebody in the face and taking their life. And you got to think about the society that we're in today. Again, all these people will make these videos and go, oh man, this collapse is going to be great because we're going to buy real estate cheap, and we're going to buy cars and boats cheap, and I'm going to buy a house 50 off, and it's going to be so wonderful. But they don't tell you what's coming with this. It's the same people that go, gold, when gold goes to 5,000, 10,000, it's going to be great. Look, when we get to this point where gold's $5,000 an ounce or $10,000 an ounce, or houses are 50% off, and there's a massive amount of foreclosures and defaults and whatnot, the societal collapse that you're going to be dealing with. This is not 2008, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't your grandparents' Great Depression in 1929 either. This is something much, much more sinister, much more evil. This is going to be really, really ugly. This isn't about just, standing in line at a soup kitchen. This is going to be much more different. This is going to be about surviving a societal collapse. And people are extremely evil, because if somebody can shoot you in the face over putting a scratch on their car in a Walmart parking lot, think about what they're going to do to people when they're hungry. Think about what they're going to do to people when they know that there's absolutely no law in cities, because the police will be completely overwhelmed. Think about how bad this could get. These are really the good times. We'll look back and go, man, remember that early part of 2024 when you could still, drive around, when you could still, go to a restaurant, when you were still somewhat safe. I mean, a lot of people now can't even say that, especially if they live in a big city. They're not even safe. But it's getting worse every day. And so as I watch this breakdown, and I watch these people that just think it's going to be financial, and that it's just going to be a honeymoon, it's going to be a great event because you're going to buy things cheap, and that we're going to see deflation. They're not warning you and telling you the other side, the flip side of what's coming with a societal collapse. And I'm telling all of you right now, I'm not telling you, I'm warning you, because I'm watching this every day. And many of you, I think 99% of you would agree, it's already begun. And it's already happening at a very, very high level in some areas of this country right now, like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and many, many other parts of the country. This is going to be really, really ugly. So, I don't hope. Hey! I don't hope for gold to go to $5,000 or $10,000 an ounce, because I know the flip side of it. I know how dangerous things will be if that happens. I apologize. There's somebody out front. These maniacs go crazy. But the flip side of this is going to be so dangerous. I'm going to finish with this last article coming from the Daily Mail. It's titled "Fury at Caveman, Travis Kelce for partying at sports bar just hours after 30 fans were shot, including 9 kids and 1 killed in Super Bowl parade shooting. Mayor reveals child victims are aged 6 to 15. Again, does the NFL really care about you? I'm not saying that this guy's a bad guy. I don't hear too many great things about him. I think we kind of know where he stands. But I would say, why not have a little respect? You really have to go to a bar and party after 30 people were just shot and kids were hurt. I mean, why not just go home and call it a day? But yeah, it's a bit disrespectful, I would say, without a doubt. But again, this is the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, all this stuff. These organizations don't care about you, okay? They don't care. To be able to go to a bar and party and be this disrespectful, no class whatsoever. But I'm not going to sit here and judge. It is what it is. This is why I just don't follow these organizations. This is why I don't make gods out of these people. I don't worship these people. This is why I just don't pay attention to this garbage, because again, these people don't care about you. They make multi-millions of dollars. They have their best interest at heart, not yours. But man, show a little respect, show a little class for the people who got hurt or lost their lives. I mean, that's pretty sickening. But I'm going to leave it there today. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm going to get these animals under control. A lot happening. Markets are back to euphoria, while thousands of people daily are losing their jobs, as the majority of this country is working paycheck to paycheck, as 8+ million people have to work multiple jobs now just to get by, as people are forcing their kids to go out and get jobs now to help pay for the mortgages. More people defaulting, more foreclosures, more debt, more people getting taxed out, maxed out. It's unlike anything we've ever seen in this country. 25, 30,000 cars being repossessed a day. I mean, it's unbelievable what we're watching, and yet there are people out there dumb enough to believe everything is going to be okay. It's not going to be okay, and you need to be preparing daily. We're not going to be able to stop what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's way too big. but we can always do something to at least protect ourselves and our family, and at least put a little buffer in there to absorb some of the pain. But unfortunately, so many millions of people are so far in debt, have so much debt now, have been living so high over their heads that they can't even prepare if they wanted to at this point. So they're gonna ride it out, run up and max out the credit cards as much as they can, drive the nicest car as long as they can, 84 months, 96 months, whatever they got, they're gonna do. They're gonna party till the music stops. But the scary thing is, ladies and gentlemen, the music is going to stop. And when it does, we're gonna see massive fallout. There's gonna be huge, huge repercussions when the music stops, and you're going to have people coming to your house, you're going to have people on your property, you're going to have people wanting your food, you're going to have people wanting to sleep at your house, you're going to have people wanting your things. They're going to want you to keep them warm, keep them cool, because you got something. And this could get really, really ugly. So be careful out there. Keep making the correct preparations, keep adding the skill sets, keep training, and keep praying. God bless all of you. Talk with all of you very, very soon.